Good morning. I shared a story with you last week about my youngest sister and sort of the exploits of growing up. Well, I wanted to share a story today about my middle sister, about Yvonne. And this happened when she was in the 3rd or 4th grade, and the teacher wanted to do a social psychology kind of experiment. And she wanted to teach the children about bias. So she split the kids up into blue eyes and brown eyes, and they would have responsibilities and privileges based on eye color. Well, even though I have blue eyes, my sister does not. My sister has brown eyes. And the brown-eyed group were not the ones experiencing privileges. So the first day, Yvonne came home and said, "This is just really sad." She said, "It's not fair. It's kind of mean. Like, why are we getting singled out just because we have brown eyes?" By the 2nd and 3rd and 4th day, she just came home angry. None of it made sense. Bias often doesn't make sense. And yet many of us in our churches and in our religions, Catholic, Methodist, Lutheran, Baptist, we're often taught that God operates on the same level, that God too has biases. And even though we were taught that God's love is unconditional, we were also taught that if we are obedient and good and holy and memorize the 10 Commandments, that we are even more acceptable to God. Well, that leads us doing a lot of comparing while we're alive. We compare to our friends. We compare to people we read about. We compare to those in the news. And we always fall short, right? Because we are our harshest critic. Well, truly, we have taken the word of others for much of our life about who God is and what God's love is like. And here I am doing the same thing. Like, don't just take my word for it, right? Take God's word for what God is. Talk to God directly. Ask God for insight. Allow God to share that God's only bias is a deep and abiding love for us. It's not measured if we can jump so high or run the race well every day. So today, tomorrow, the next day, every single day of the rest of our lives, let's build in time to listen to God, speak for God's own self. What biases does God have? The only bias God has is you.